Happy UFO Day! UFO Day? Where's my UFO? Anyway, welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 424.
Hiding, I'm searching.
Some quick updates. Quick with Paul, no show.
I'm hiding, I'm searching.
We'll see.
I'm finding love.
Don't start. Let the fate control your body. At the beginning, there was written.
There was madness. So, where do we begin today?
Hiding, I'm searching. I'm loving. I'm finding.
Hello, anyone out there? Probably the best time to do it anyway. We won't get Lucas coming from MUFON because he's live at the moment. I see that some of them feed some of the stuff I do to him, so he's got topics, I guess. OT channel, live stream. $424. So I've yet to do bookmarks for the last couple, but I'll get to it probably tonight, if not tomorrow. It's tedious work, you know. Oh, I forgot to say what it was going to be. UFO Day updates. So more information has come forward on various things. So yeah, I don't think I've got it organised even. Let me just see. That's all over the place. Yeah. What's at the end? Yeah. Just refreshing my memory. What was that? Oh yeah. Okay. So UFO Proof 1, I hadn't had time to go over it again to see whether there's any signs of CGI. Let's have a look at it again. It's annoying that it goes so small. Okay. Certainly a strange format for the video, isn't it? It's almost like 2 ratio 2 to 21 ratio. What do you call that ratio? Which kind of suspect, is a bit suspect to me. 2:21 ratio. What they call it? 2/21. Is that what it means? Ratio video. I think it's used in seminars, which would indicate maybe it's CGI. Maybe I got it wrong. 2:21. Or was it 21:9? Can we find out what it is on here? Stats maybe. What ratio we got? 10, 29, 48. So what's that work out? 144. Let's see. How can we work it out? 10, 29 over 48 seems like a strange one, doesn't it? What ratio was it? 2.14. 2.14 aspect. There we go. So it's a 2K scope screen. Similar, yeah, I thought it was. It's 2.39. Is it? Although what's this calculator? I haven't come across it before. 2.41, yep. That's basically what we got though, isn't it? Letterbox, pillar box. We got a letterbox. So it's got some sort of lines above it. Doesn't look quite right, does it? Pillar box 21.9. That's what it's got to be, isn't it? 21.9. 21.9. I think we got that before, didn't we? Although I would have thought it would rounded it up here. 21.9. Let's see what that comes out to. 21.9. 21.9 is a consumer electronics CE marketing term. Describe ultra wide aspect. Yeah, I thought it was ultra wide. Yep, it's close to that. So it's not 16.9, it's 21.9. So what's 4K? Is it meant to be a 4K video maybe? 4K, although they said it was 2K. 4K video aspect ratio. Let's see what it comes up with. See, it's not the same. 1.1 similar 4K, right? 2K video, which is really strange. Why would you use 2K? Uh, 2K. We're not even getting 2K, are we? It's a strange size. There's the first red flag there. It's like not from a normal type of camera. So what are they filming it with? 8K. Let's try 8K. Oh, also it's come up. All these things you got to learn all the time to keep up with possible hoaxing. $1610. They're old formats though. And there's 29. That's definitely what we're getting, isn't it? 21.9. So why would you use that format? So yeah, did it ever say what it was filmed on? Because that could be a clue that it's fake. Because there's no information. Disappointing, really disappointing. I wonder if we can find it. Who would do such a strange aspect ratio? I don't know even if you would do it on CGI software. Pyramid shape. Why don't they just say triangles? Because pyramid means it's got to be three-dimensional. What if they're just wedges? No tips on them. Yeah, we're not getting that one. We're not getting the famous shoot 'em down thing. So where do you find it? Very suspect, if you ask me. It's all the same old Navy stuff, isn't it? Same old cobblers. Bullcrap, 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 bullcrap. What's that one? Yep. You should always be suspicious of people that don't give you a link to where they found it. Or at least show email header that it was sent to them. Totally suspicious, if you ask me. He probably created it himself in a blender, or what it's called. Blender, I don't know. Okay, yeah, I think we've gone through pretty most of them. Shot by Sidewind, you'd think that'd come up. Alright, let's try juicing up. Still nothing there. I don't think UFO Prood would be their first contact. Probably be like debrief or the newspapers or something, right? If they're going to leak it, not UFO proof. Yeah. So yeah, where's the thing where the thing gets hit again? I was trying to just have a quick look at it again. So yeah, we don't know if there's parachutes way up here, but you're not going to see parachutes on thermal anyway. It'll probably blend in with the sky. And you can see how out of focus it is there. Okay, let's just have a look at that one again. Something's not quite right with it. See this one here? That simply fades. So let's just have a quick look at that one. So if that was a real flare, we'd expect spikes to be changing, wouldn't we? It looked like it just got smaller and smaller, and the spikes didn't change, right? What the hell, Google? I think we're going to need to get in zoomer. This is where I like to have the original video and just break it down to the pings. BNG files, and then we can just look at each frame back and forth, and see if it looks like a cookie cutter effect for CGI. Was it after or before? Then what happens here? Changes close up. I think they're slowly moving down. Oh, parachutes. So instead of thinking it as one flare, it could be multiple ones joined together. Well, it could be multiple strings hanging down, and they sort of tied it into a knot, keep them all close together. So when the missile hits, it could take out one of the flares, but not all of them. That way, so it could explain why one breaks off down here and one's still up there. So if it's like 2 or 3 flares joined together to make it bigger heat source, because I suspect that's quite far away, because they're coming down in slow parachutes. So bigger, more flares means bigger targets. Maybe the missile needs. Maybe they're calibrating the missile to see the size they want it to detect as a target, maybe. But there's no guarantee. This looks like it could be in White Sands rather than Afghanistan. Yeah, so they might be calibrating the missile software, which might better be done real time. How big of a heat source you want for the missile to hit. UFOs, it is not though. So it's either CGI or a flare video that's been edited and trying to interpret what's going on like it looks like a single object when it's not, because we're looking at 2D. It's probably a whole string of flares together, because generally when you do targeted flares you normally drop a whole cluster of them, so it's like a big blob in the sky, and then you fire your guns at it, and if you hit the parachutes then you get the dripping effect happening, right? But if they got a whole cluster of them here too, I suspect some of it looks like it drips down as well. But if you see the thing suddenly come down, the flare, you know it's hit the parachute. But normally the parachutes they use are pretty close to the flare, right? But these ones seem to be different. They seem to be on longer ropes. Maybe a whole cluster of them. Maybe to calibrate the missile differently. Or it's CGI. So I don't think there's much we can really do with this one. It is meant to be playing. So looks to me that they're slowly coming down, aren't they? Because the eye's changing here, isn't it? There we go, look, it's going down. So why is that going down? And they're getting closer to the ridge. And looks like they're drifting with the air current of the parachute heading towards the mountain here. They've got to be on parachute. I thought maybe drones as well as a possibility. But then you can see there are different locations here. So there's a lot of different video clips joined together. Okay, let's we must have missed where they got hit by a laser gang. I mean by the missile. I missed it gang. Where is it? I should make a note of the time, shouldn't I? 1:30. Yeah, about 1:30 onwards. Okay, let's get it back there. Zoom right in. Okay, let's have a look at this flare. I think what we can do is maybe pause it and go by frame, might be easier. Might be a lot of clicking though. What's happened here? It's not letting me scroll now. What the hell? Something strange going on. Yeah, it looks like the magnifier is screwed up. Let's fix you up. I hate it when it does that. Okay, 130. Okay, let's step, go full screen and step it. It's not going to do it with that aspect ratio. It's a very strange aspect ratio. See, now this is not. Now this is not 21.9 anymore. Starts off that way. Yep. Starts off that way. Then it switches to another camera. So why is that? What's the stats on that one? See, it's different aspect ratio. So more 4:3:1. No, it's not the same camera. Very strange. So what would that aspect ratio be? That looks definitely 4:3, doesn't it? 4. Alright. 21. It's coming up. Thought I was going to stop it in time then. And we'll step it. There it is. Isn't pause. Okay, we've got it paused. Now we're going to zoom. Yeah, does it look like a missile? First question. Yeah, we'll step a frame. Bit hard to tell, isn't it? It's definitely got a heated end. And can't really see anything apart from that. Then it jumped from there to there. So hasn't detonated, has it? It simply ploughed into it. Step 3 more frames, and then what happened there? Looks like it might be swinging on the parachute line, maybe. And what happened there? See, the explosion's getting bigger. Doesn't make any sense. And what's this bit down here? So what the hell is this happening up here? Well, this flare's gone loose. And it looks like another missile coming here. So how come that missile didn't hit that one there? Or is it the same missile? Doesn't make any sense though. Maybe I have to play it back again. So why is that expand in there? So that missile didn't explode. It just went straight through a bunch of flares. Knocked one down. Knocked these ones around on the string, I suspect. And it's throwing material everywhere. Let's see, it doesn't make any sense. Missile. And then suddenly it's boom. I don't know, it looks like CGI to me. Doesn't seem right. The missile was here and then suddenly went boom. If that missile exploded, I would have expected a bigger explosion. That would have filled up the whole screen, right, from the flash. And it's that shape changing. It's not, is it? And then we got another explosion there. Seems to be expanding. This thing here doesn't seem to be changing in any way. Looks like the missile's going through. Okay. Well, the missile went straight through. It didn't explode. So could it have hit that bunch of flares, but wasn't designed to explode? And then it locked onto the next one, which seemed to be in its way, passed through some of it, then carried on. Didn't explode. And that doesn't seem to be changing. I would have thought it'll leave more of a streak, right? So it doesn't seem to be changing. It's just getting smaller and smaller. Like it's being scaled down, right? Has to be CGI, surely. I bet it's from some sort of game. Some military game. Yeah, I'd expect these to be swinging around, you know. Swinging around. But it's got to be CGI. It's just not, something's not just right there. But I don't think I want to waste much more time on it. There it is here. Passes through that bunch carries on. Okay. Okay, seem to get enough zoom that I want. Okay, it's gone into it. That should be passing through it. Should be out of it by now. Must be coming out of it now. There it is, it's in front. So, it's passed through it, knocked out one of the flares hanging. That one's sprayed across. The missile's still going. But that sphere, it just looks too perfect. No one there. Mind you, it's terribly out of focus. Thermal. So it seemed to hit something that wasn't there, right? Seemed to explode there. Let me just take that back. Suppose we can't. Here it comes. Missile, then it looks like it comes more towards us. Still flying along. And then seems to hit invisible flare there. Explodes while missing the one that was dangling there. That's got to be CGI error, surely. Eh? That's got to be a CGI error. And then we got these regular shapes coming up. It didn't even hit. It looks like it created a flare a wee bit, one frame too early. CGI. It's got to be CGI. And that flare here looks like it's not changing much. And it's going down. We'd expect it to be not simply getting smaller and smaller. Till it disappears. And then those ones that are hanging up just show up again. CGI, man, it's got to be. Because it exploded here, that missile. It went through that one. But it seemed to drag it right through when it already passed through the main part of that. And then it exploded again. And then it seemed to make another little tiny explosion, sort of make it into a big long stretch. Okay, let's go through it again. There's the missile. Should be coming up. $32. $33. Here it comes. It doesn't seem to jump very far from there to there, or there. or there, and then suddenly it jumps further. And it seems to be picking up speed. So he went from there to there, and there it seemed to go really slow. Now it's slowed down. Now it's hit the bunch of flares. One's breaking away. Missiles passing through the first bunch. It still seems to be dragging one with it. Now it's passed through, right? It's at the front of it now. Moving. Seems to be going slow again. Now it's suddenly picked up speed. Got bigger. And for some reason it's now hit a invisible flare. Okay, it's hit invisible flare. And suddenly it makes a bush through the invisible flare. Just underneath the other flare that totally missed. And where is it gone? The missile. I mean, where's the missile? It hit into there. Why didn't that expand on those first frames? Oh, there, it popped out of these ones. And it looks like it's got smaller. The missile's gone on. Where's it going to? Where's it going to crash into? It didn't explode, it just kept on going. CGI. Has to be CGI. And this one here. And it's not even swinging around, so yeah, it's got to be fake. Fake from UFO Proof. This shows he's no analysis, right? Alright, we're done with that one. My verdict is CGI. Because the way that missile hit. An invisible flare that suddenly showed up and then it's dragged it along. And the original one just stayed there. You'd expect it to be swinging. But he'll say, oh, it's a UFO, withstood the shock, but why do they look like flares then in that case? They're dripping stuff. Wait, there's something still there on the screen, isn't there? What is that underneath? Alright. Still dripping stuff. Yeah. Okay, so did that missile hit that one, and hit the other one? Then what happened? Did it go and hit the ground? Because we don't have a far away shot. And it's gradually moving to the ground, heading towards the ground. Like parachute flares do. And then we've got this one here, whatever it is. Another camera of some sort. And of course you can see these are not in the same pattern anymore. So this has got to be a third camera. So let's say at the top there. Can't quite get it on. Can't be a pure screen capture. So something's not right there, is it? Could that be another camera looking down the side of those flares? And it doesn't make sense because that one's way off. Nope, done all that one. Okay, what do we got? Alright, so back to Tyler's video. Let's just bring that up. Nope. 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 Yes. Okay, so back to this one here for update. Was it muted?
Called an invisible UFO sitting above the Sierra mountain range, where the cameraman actually flips back and forth between the normal visual spectrum and the infrared. And watch this.
Okay, so that's wrong. So we weren't given the full facts here. Apparently it's a MUFON case with the full facts that he could have brought up the snapshot of the UFO stalker page with all the information. And the camera type, and the camera type is not a IR camera at all, which means it would be thermal flare. Remember I mentioned that last time we looked at that. I said, is it night vision or is it thermal? Because if it's night vision, we're not seeing heat at all. We're just seeing the light amplified. So it turns out this is actually color night vision. And color night vision does not look at IR at all. It just looks at the normal visual spectrum as we talked about in the past episodes, the types of cameras out there. And only thermal looks at that. It looks at near infrared to mid-range, I think it is. And then you get the fireman one have a greater range. Or is it the FLIR has a greater range? Can see into the far infrared, but still depends what IR filters they're using. So this is not a FLIR, this is not a color representation of the heat. So that means that's got to be a light source, which means it can only be two things. It's either got to be a reflection of a glass panel, or it's got to be there but we just can't see it in the regular camera, and the night vision has amped up the photons using electron multiplier, and then put it through RGB, and then reassembled it so you could see it in color, night vision, rather than using a green screen. So could that be simply a house on the mountainside in fog with curtains pulled, which you don't see on the original footage?
Sitting above the Sierra mountain range, where the cameraman actually flips back and forth between the normal visual spectrum and the infrared, and watch this thing.
No, wrong, Tyler, wrong. Flips between normal camera to night vision mode.
Vanish in the blink of an eye.
Okay, it's called night vision. I'll turn it off again. But you can see here we got some lens flare reflections happening. Also, it looks like it's reflections in glass here. We'll go over it again, but okay, that's normal camera. We're still getting lens flare here, which means there's some sort of light source. And maybe we just can't see the reflection now. But they might be there. Certainly can see 1, 2, 3 things there. And it looks like a cloud cover there, doesn't it? Fog or cloud at the very top of the mountain. But also what Tyler doesn't show us is the full video, which you can get from UFO Stalker. Have I got it here? So this is the color. This is the color night vision camera. Nothing to do with thermal. You can see it's quite expensive. New Zealand dollars, is it? 2,000 New Zealand, which makes it about 1,000 American. And it does 720. Talks about the frame rates it can do. Daylight, twilight, and night mode, which obviously calibrates the white balance, remember, because in daytime there'll be more visible light. You want to tone it right back down, so adjust the CMOS, so we have the same problems with normal regular cameras with shutter speed and all that, motion blur, but it doesn't see in the infrared. It's night vision. It just amps up the low light. So we can get rid of that. Here's the location. We now know what the location is. Alright, I got it on UFO Stalker here. So there's the video that was uploaded. We now know where the location is. Taxco. Which changes it quite a bit from Sierra Mountains, he was saying. So only half a story from Tyler yet again. If you're a news channel, you're going to be very accurate. You're going to read out all the information like that guy has put here. You'd simply just read it out, wouldn't you? I took this video, blah blah blah. Okay. And of course that location on the map is here. Which is definitely on a mountain range. We keep going out to space. We can see where it is. So, is that Serera mountain range? I don't know if it is. We call that the same. Going to America. But regardless, it's down here. Although, to get the same view, we won't be able to do it because the guy's obviously filming from a motel balcony, which means it's slightly higher up. But you can see there's a lot of roads, mountain tops, hilltops. Could be over here. Like a place like over here. So unless we know which way he's looking, so you could be seeing faint lights through the trees here of that property there. You could be filming that way. Resorts. So you might be looking this way. But if you watch the full video though, which we can try and do. I'm not sure we can download it fast enough. Let's have a look. I was meant to do that beforehand, save some time. It's 1 gigabyte, you see, it's fairly big. 6 minutes. See, that should normally take me about 1 minute or less. 1 hour. See, it's going to take too long. So yeah, we can't do that. For MUFON, it's just useless. So what can we do? Okay. See, look how hazy it looks, like it's going through a window, right? And it sounds like the sounds like it's a room behind them, like a party room or dinner room. We definitely got 1, 2, 3, 4 lights reflecting there. You can see it kind of has a filtery look, like it's going through glass. Then why does it suddenly pan back quick? We're back to these lights here. Okay, it's back to normal camera. Turn it on. And you can see these ones back over here. Still could be in the distance. Still think that could be like a house or cars on the road, maybe parked. And it's reflecting through the clouds, which you can't see when he goes to this mode. See that? Doesn't mean it's not there. It's just this camera's not able to pick it up. So you go to the new sensor. See, I would have thought these would have moved around a bit more with these ones here. But it does look like he's filming off a window. Okay, so I don't remember seeing that on what's his name's channel, Tyler, but maybe I skimmed it.
Ahí continúa.
And if there were UFOs, wouldn't you keep filming? Wouldn't you just set up a tripod? Wouldn't you stay there all night to see if they shot off? Meow, meow, meow. Suddenly took away. You would have like the footage of a lifetime then. So to me, that's straight away a red flag. You'd stay up all night if you're on holiday, especially.
Son ya más objetos.
You're absolutely correct out there, channel. That's what he just said. I'm just pulling your legs and MUFON, see if I can get past them. Okay, I went to those lights up the top here. So it's over Mexico. I thought it might have been Brazil last time. See, all the lights are going in the same direction for motion blur. That's what you get with a CMOS camera, right? Now he's aimed downwards. So we're seeing a lot more footage than we had with Tyler's. But this side of it looks like it's not going through glass. Alright, he's got someone down there. Seems to be a lot of noise. Alright, here's people outside, is it? No. No, just one out there smoking. So where's all the other sounds coming from? So one side he's got the balcony window shut, right? Maybe it's got the panel swung around so he films through the side of the glass. Back to the reflections. I don't see those reflections before. Okay, so we need to see what the balcony looks like really, and that's where we need the MUFON investigator there to film his location he was standing. Roller window. Let's see. So we get balconies like this here, right? With the rails. And sometimes they have glass panels come down one side and not the other, and you can just close them off. They've got blinds. Now we talked about third phase using this same reflection idea with the balcony windows that you slide around and makes it into like a room. Keeps the wind out and lets the sun in. Then you can open them up completely. So we don't want the roller ones, we want the other ones. We want what was it? What were they called? Panel windows, maybe. Balcony and patio enclosures. So these doors sort of like expand like a folded paper and closes, and then you can just open them back up. So to me it looks like he's filming through, and they don't have to have frames like this. They've got some that don't have the frames, right? And they just slide out, and that way it doesn't ruin the viewpoint too much. Yeah, we've looked at it before. Electronic ones, like here, like these ones here. Right. Where they can come down even. So you can have your rowling down here and these pull down this direction. And these ones can be open, so you could just be filming through. Okay, let's just keep watching. Aha! Bingo! Now you can see this side here doesn't look like it's got the window closed. This side here looks like it has.
Ahí están.
See that there? You can see how much clearer that is compared to in here. It's definitely going through some sort of tinted glass here.
Sin embargo,
And looks like Rowlands. Okay, Rowlands with some glass. The other side of them. I'm just trying to figure it out here.
sin embargo,
Going through Rowlands. See how the light here looks thicker compared to the distorted light coming down this way. Those three lights. The trees look different colour to that side.
cuando yo
Okay. Okay, now he's looking at the LCD screen.
Aquí en la
So that's what he sees, and he's videotaping it with another camera.
pantalla de la cámara trato de que se vea algo. No se ve nada.
Yeah, what's that? No, I don't do that. We can't skip it.
Está la otra pantalla pequeña. Cuando regreso la imagen.
Looks like a reflection. All this side's got to be window. The other side's got no window.
Ahí siguen esas luces.
But it might be only down where the rails are with the window. So now it looks like it's all the same at the moment. So what's going on now? That's strange. What's he filming?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, so maybe got a new sub. Here we go. Save it for your
Aquí me marca
therapy.
que la batería estaba
Yeah, it looks like it's going through something now. See that?
bajando mucho. Sin embargo, todavía sigo teniendo el objeto.
It's grainy.
Aquí tengo al
Yeah, when he was doing the flash, it looked like it's coming off a window then.
teléfono. Se alcanza a ver la luz parpadeante
Yeah, it was flashing the phone. Looks like it was reflecting off a window there, didn't it?
del infrarrojo.
It's got to go through a window.
Aquí estoy yo al mismo tiempo grabando junto con el teléfono para que se vea que no son
Has to be on a
luces que
window.
están brillando, ¿no?
All this is going through the same window.
Ni nada parecido. Es una cámara Psionics. Voy a
I still think it might be maybe a house on a hill. The fog is just hiding it from the regular camera, but not night vision. Night vision can see it.
cambiar el espectro de luz. Voy a bajar el teléfono. Ahí cambio el espectro de luz y desaparece. Está de aquel lado, no es algo, ningún reflejo, ni mucho menos. Cuando yo
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if the glass is beyond your hand, where the reflection is.
me muevo hacia todos lados, no es de que
Still could be a reflection
el
on the
objeto
glass. But I got a feeling it might be in the
que está a una
distance. I still think it's in the distance, and it's just low light we can't see. It's not UFOs. If it was, you would have kept on filming. You'll see in a minute. You
distancia
stopped filming.
muy lejana.
he stops filming and he gets up in the morning and films out the same window in the daytime, and you can see how clearer it looks, and I think he's got all the windows open.
Ahí vemos que a la parte del lado izquierdo se alcanza a apreciar unas luces que de repente brillan en la parte baja y de repente, y ahorita ya se está moviendo ese objeto. A veces
So if he was honest, wouldn't he simply just spin around, show where he's filming from? And obviously he bent the camera down there and was filming a person outside a story down, having a smoke outside in the garden. He's definitely on a balcony that's got shutter windows one side, and one side's open.
se ven como 4 luces, a veces menos. Voy a cerrar la puerta porque los moscos.
Could he simply just put some torches in front of him reflecting off the window? But then, how would you make it so light, so dim that you can't pick it up with a normal camera? It's either a hoax or it's very low light on mountain.
Se van a aprovechar de mí cuando entre. Voy a tratar de enfocarlo con mi otra cámara, que no tiene visión nocturna, pero quizás a través del...
Get on a bit, mate. 5 minutes.
Y este objeto que desaparece, ¿no? Cuando yo cambio el espectro. Ahí se ve.
How come it's going through your finger here? That's the normal camera, and we can see through his finger. See that? Does that give us a clue what's going on? His hand's almost transparent there. Could it be a reflection of his hand?
Se ve mi mano también.
It could be rolling shutter, I guess.
Aparecer ahí.
He's moving his hand too quick.
Yo cambio el espectro. Ahí.
Okay, it looks like it's solid there now. So where it's transparent, I think it is camera artifact. Shame we can't step it frame by frame.
Se ve.
Now it's transparent, you see. And that's what you get with rolling shutter. So what it's done is it already scanned left to right probably. And he's moved his hand as it's gone that way, as the rolling shutter was trying to scan it. So it's only got half the image as it's moving away, and it looks like a finger.
Se
Done that going. I was thinking it was the other player. But it's in this embedded.
ve mi mano también. Vuelve a aparecer ahí. Como si nada.
Yeah, see, there you go. So he didn't film it all night, it just simply gave up, which is stupid. Well, there's white houses keeping away the sun. Hey, look how foggy it is, right? So, if you overlay the image on that fogginess there, whereabouts on the map is it? Hey, I didn't see you on the side there. The video is so bad, yeah. It was reflection off glass. It would stay in the same position on the camera. Yeah. The video is just too bad to analyze. I think he has a slow frame rate on his camera. But you can see how hazy it is in the day, and that's probably what it was like at night time. So you could easily have cars parked on the road up the top here. That normal camera couldn't pick up the headlights, and the night vision could quite easily see it, right? Well, it could be a house, you know, a house there of lights on the bedroom. Because it changes the whole thing. Before, Tyler said it was IR, which would make it FLIR, which means you see heat energy, not visible light. But night vision is normal light that's been amplified up, so you can see it. But it goes through a different splitting process to keep the colours, rather than shine it on a phosphorus screen where it all turns green. Instead, they're using a different method through different filtering, and then recombine it to try and keep the colours. Still not good as military grade cameras. If you had seen the X27, that's almost like nighttime is daytime compared to these cheaper, even though they're $2,000 New Zealand, Sony chip versions. But you can see here there's definitely no window. It sounds different. The sounds sound different. Right, now he's going back to where it was, over here somewhere. Look how foggy it is right there. That's where it was. So whereabouts is that on the Google map? I don't know. But I'd like to know if there was a house or a road there, or a bunch of trees hiding the lights behind. You got trees and low cloud. Yeah, so I reached out to MUFON to see if it had been closed yet, and it hasn't. Because I do a wee bit beyond other channels here. It's good to have contacts. And T-Bay is one of them. It's a reflection of some sorts. The city lights are bright as hell. Slap on NV, night vision, and it picks up a dim reflection on the low cloud base. So he reckons it might be a reflection off clouds, of lights from below the city, which is another possibility. But he said I said, is it night vision? Because after he said that, I said, oh, it looks like heat, finger heat on the glass. Because I didn't know there was a camera listed in the case number, because I didn't read it before I asked him. And yeah, it turns out to be that camera, night vision, which means it's not looking at heat at all, it's looking at normal light. So until they close the case and go there and take snapshots of where he's standing, won't be closed, I suppose. So there must be a MUFON Mexican, or maybe someone has to come down from America, I don't know. Is there MUFON Mexicans working for MUFON? I guess there would be. That live down there.
Aquí está Tasco. Y aquí está el punto en donde ayer estaba.
And you can see how different it sounds now. Like there's no window in front.
Viendo esas luces.
Okay, mate, bend down with your camera. Let's see these. Let's see the rails in daytime. Come on, bend it down, bend it down, bend it down. Spin around, let's see where you're standing. Okay, so using night vision now in daytime, you can see how white out it is. Yeah, it looks like a lot clearer as well, right? So it's definitely not going through a window. So it's either a reflection or it's really dim lights and that fogginess. And he's not showing us enough information. Yeah, why don't you stay there until the UFO's left, mate, at hypersonic speeds, you know, like Tic-Tac. So anyone that says that's a UFO video needs to be slapped, really. So what do we got here at the end? Let's just check it. Yes, it all looks nice and clear now. And you can hear the sound is different. And here is back to the same night, I think. You can see how the sound sounds like it's closed into a room with glass.
Continúa.
You can hear that dog bark, and that was definitely not an open window. That was muffled dog barking in the background. Yeah, that sounds like a car that's muffled through a window.
Son ya más objetos.
I don't know what he's saying. So this is meant to be him analyzing it. Or was it the next day? Come on, it kind of looks like a building edge here, doesn't it? Looks like a building edge. Almost looks like square windows that you'd get on a house. Almost looks like it's flickering as well. Okay, now he's moving it around here. Almost looks like a reflection now. I'll move it back again. It's got to be a reflection, isn't it? But it's going below something here. What's he up to? Is that the second night in a row?
¿Este y yo? ¿O los objetos?
Doesn't look like car headlights, it looks like building lights, or some lights on the ceiling in the room behind him.
Estamos en Tasco. Creo que es 21. Igual ya ahorita ya es 22. Miento, estamos a 23. Y aquí hay un objeto que está sobre los cerros. Voy a cambiar de espectro la cámara. Y se desaparece.
I think he's a hoaxer. He knows
Vuelvo a
it's what
cambiar
it
de
is.
espectro y ahora aparece.
He knows what it is. He knows what he's filming here. So now we got this information. I'll just I'm in there. I'll just post it in the side here. UFO stalker case, which Tyler didn't tell us. 116, is it? 553, is it? Yep, it's on the end of the thing anyway. So if you want to have a look at it yourself, I think it's a reflection in the window of some lights from inside the building, and the other reflections are other lights on his camera lens, maybe. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the MUFON investigator comes up with. But yeah, whereabouts in this mountain range are those lights? You reckon? You can see it's fairly built up everywhere. So where's Texco? Here it is here. Is that, so you said it was at a hotel. Looks like a hotel here. So I reckon it's got to be there somewhere, or maybe over here. So he could be aiming his camera down this direction here, and you can see there's roads and roads that go all around. Here we go. What's that property there? So is that what he's filming behind a load of trees? What's this? Mining site. Ah, right. So they would have tractor lights on cranes and things. Open pit mine, looks of it. So he could be aiming in that direction. Elevation wise, it probably would work out, wouldn't it? The lights on tractors reflecting off clouds. So possibility there. And there's another house over this way. Because I remember there was a row of houses on his picture, right? Looks like a line of houses going this way. Like there. Maybe there's like oh, you'll see it. There's like a row of lights and then a row of lights, and then the lights were behind. So what's this place here? A big mansion, and it's very squarish. Maybe I said it looked like he had some lights and square windows, although we can't see a street view here. So it could be that building there as well. Oh shit, what happened? I took a picture, did I? Leave. Where is it? That one. So let's go back out a bit. Oh, too much. So we know he's in a hotel. So he could be also there. Where's the location of going there? We need to go up to Taxico. Said it was a famous hotel in the blurb. Taxico. Why can't I see it on this map here? So we got that there, and we got a quarry. Looks like a dirt road of some kind. So it could be campers up there even. So he's got to be around these hotels here. Looking over at that mountain. Or this mountain, which has got a load of roadways as well. Looks like a property there. Another mining site. Now what's that there? Okay, what is that place? Looks like some hydro dam, is it? What the hell's that? Hydro dam. So it must be a power plant, is it? Which you'd expect to see some light system around it. and it looks like it's going down below the mountain horizon, and we saw it was foggy. So if he's aiming it this way, so another possibility there. There's another mine in sight up here on that angle. And what's that there? Another mine in sight of some kind. Any tractors there? Nope, can't see anything in that one. Doesn't mean there wasn't tractors there though on the night he was there. And we got some buildings over here, hidden amongst the trees. Again, looks very squarish building. And it's in his viewing point. Down here. Going across. Yep. And if we was filming even further back, we got this one up here. What's that there? More mining by the looks of it. What's that down there? Some river system, is it? Some funny angle. So yeah, until we know which way he's looking, that makes a difference. So again, we have to wait till the MUFON investigator gets more data for us. But yeah, the thing there is wanted to correct. My first theory was wrong, because we thought it was IR according to stupid.
Que están brillando. Muy lejana.
His hand in front of it to show it's not a reflection. It is not there when he waves his hand. It is simply amazing.
So you notice he had
Object,
show us the MUFON case number, and he didn't show us the camera that he showed on the video.
Alright guys, so look at this. He even waves his hand in front of it to show it's not a reflection. It is not there when he waves his hand.
How does that prove it's not a reflection if the reflection is behind the hand? So misleading, this guy. I'm sure he works for the government. Disinformation agent.
And he's got it on multiple videos. Whatever this thing is, it looks like a triangular object. It's in the infrared. When you see infrared,
no, it's not infrared. It's not infrared. It's normal vision, night vision. So that's where we got caught out on his lies, because we didn't have much information to go on. So yeah, what was I looking up here? Color night vision. I was trying to find if any of them would actually see infrared as well, is what I was trying to find. Let's see. What's the difference between IR and night vision? Because night vision goggles amplifies available light that bounces off objects, hence lights off a building edge. No lights means no amplified image. So if it's through heavy fog, right, it might be able to amplify it. Since infrared goggles, which is what Google, what's he saying, which it's not, do not rely on ambient light, they do not suffer the same problem. Objects emit their own infrared or heat energy, and then the computer colorizes it and makes an image of it. Totally different cameras. Okay. That's why Tyler's fake news. Now, his cousins tried to have a go at this. And he says it's aliens as well. So he's as bad as Tyler, right? In saying that. So let's have a listen to his. But his one, at least he gets the information from UFO Stalker, and then gives us more information. I'll just play a clip of it. Okay, so now he's included the daytime footage to start with, and the location, and not some sort of Serera Mountains or whatever he was saying on the other video.
UFO sighting. Okay, now let me kind of give you just a little bit of context here. That is the ridgeline, the mountains in the back. Okay, now notice the little antenna right there, the radio antenna, the water tower to the left. You have the valley in the middle, and the ridgeline in the back. Okay, you have a man filming on the.
Yeah, so at least he's done some editing here and overlaid the daytime with the nighttime to show you
balcony of a hotel.
The daytime wish where the lights were.
Okay, using night vision. Okay, a night vision camera. I'll show the full video at the end.
Yeah, so
and when he goes night vision, you see the.
So he said the right information here, not infrared.
This UFO hovering on the mountain ridge. Okay, now when he goes back.
Yeah, so now he's called it UFO. Hovering when it could be just simply lights on a antenna array for radio and this fogginess, right, which normal camera can't see through.
To regular film, regular camera, regular recording, it vanishes. Okay, he's trying to show you right here, and he does everything in his power to show you it is not a hoax. Okay, right here, night vision on, night vision off. Okay, now what could it be? Again,
like
I've gone to satellite images, and there is nothing back there. It's nothing but desert and trees and shrubbery. There's nothing man.
Well, at least instead of taking his word, he could have shown us on the map whereabouts it was, right? So it would have taken the question right away. It looks like it's very green to me, where they're not digging up mining sites. It looks almost, doesn't look like a desert at all. Looks like it gets plenty of rainfall there, right? So, yeah, that doesn't make any sense what he's saying there.
Man-made back there, okay? And what I did, the antenna right there in this particular city in Mexico, I used that as kind of a good starting point. I went north, I looked everywhere, I searched for about an hour. There is simply nothing back there, that would, give us any type of explanation as to what we're looking at.
Yeah, but won't just show us what's there and then we make up our own ones.
Right there, night vision off, night vision on. Now think about it, the human eyes, okay? You guys know, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but our eyes, okay, it's evolution, okay? We can only see maybe 10, maybe 20% of what's actually in the universe. I mean, that's why we have night vision and FLIR cameras and infrared, because our eyes aren't built that way. So I'm thinking this is some type of UFO, alien technology, and maybe they're monitoring us. Maybe this is how they monitor. They're cloaked, like it's cloaking technology. Like I've mentioned it.
Yeah, so it's not a UFO because the guy would have kept filming it all night to see if they shot off, which would have been really good footage then of UFOs. Right, that's a bit hard to explain away. So if you look at the distance between the lights and the ground or the peak of the mountain, it would have to be at least 100 feet above the shadow of the mountain. Shadow of the mountain. Down here. I was just reading it on the other screen, but they look like they're in a constant position there, which means it's a bit like this here. So if you had that antenna placed on a mountain over here, or three of them, it looks very similar, except for we can't see it. And
been a million times on the channel.
It's foggy.
The government, the military, $304 million going through.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an antenna farm. So Yeah, but I didn't see any antenna farms around here, but maybe I'm just missing it. Because sometimes when you look down, unless you see the shadow of the antennas, you don't see the antennas. But there is that big place over here, power plant, and it does look like that could be the mountain range that he's filming around here. So I think we just have to wait until the case is closed, and then we can see what the MUFON investigator closed it as. So what's that there? What's down here? What is it? See, there's some posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What is that place? Have they got lights on them? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4,
through
5.
Congress right now, okay, for anti-gravity technology, TR3B.
Could be 5 or 6 lights. So that sort of has a circular thing of posts, and it's off in that direction. So yeah, there's a lot of possibilities here. You could be looking at this here, this mountain range here. It's definitely got roads, but it hasn't got any power poles. Oh look, there's another city on the top of the mountain here. Little city, which is on the other side of the hill, is it? Well, a mountain. So it could be reflection of lights of low cloud from that city over here that's below the horizon of the mountain. Yes, lots of possibilities, isn't it? He said he was going to give in the blurb GPS location of it.
3B technology.
He hasn't.
You know, just all kinds of crazy things. But look at this, guys. Amazing, right? Absolutely incredible. Now, where did I get it from? Big shout out to Underbelly 2.0. Underbelly 2.0. You guys.
He didn't get it from there. It originally come from MUFON, and Underbelly used it, and then he's taken it from Underbelly, and they've all called it a UFO instead of doing some proper analysis.
So check out his YouTube channel. He has an amazing channel.
They're all fake UFO channels that like to pump it.
He got it from a UFO stalker, and he got it from the original uploader in Mexico. So kind of a 4th generation video tonight, but I always want to give credit.
No, MUFON got it from the guy. I think he meant to say there, not.
It's very easy to do. You know, you just simply give.
So there's UFO stalker. Anyway, there's a better edit and more correct information than Tyler was putting up. So, but he's still calling it UFO, unfortunately. So, you can go and check it out on his channel, I guess, if you want to watch it more. But I think we're done with that one. Yeah, it could be in that quarry, right? So it could be like bulldozer lights, crane lights. It could be city lights reflecting off low cloud on under the hill there. It's all sorts of possibilities. UFO would be like last on the list there, unless he kept filming it and those lights moved. That would change it completely, wouldn't it? But there's just too many red flags there. It looks like he was filming through glass, for starters. The glass could have been misleading, though. There still could have been something way off in the distance in the fogginess, you know. But we'll find out eventually. It'll probably be another update. So hopefully I'll remember to ask the MUFON guy if it's been updated. And I suppose we can close that one down now. Like, you can spend hours and hours looking over this stuff and try and figure it out. Okay. So there's been some more garbage put out through third phase. And then we'll have a look over Scott's thing, I suppose. Just to do catch-ups on things and just round up what's been going on. So they're pumping out another Korea documentary called The Cosmic Hoax. The same old stuff he's been rabbiting on for years about, you know, the same old stuff. And we got this one here, which I thought we would get to next time. So let's have a look at it now and have a laugh, I guess. Why is it not going? Okay,
TR3B captured at night on a lonely road.
TR3B on a lonely road. Okay, see if you think this looks legit to you, because when I saw it I thought, looks like something for opening for a low budget movie. But anyway, let's just carry on.
Well, we're going to break it down today with the panel members. We've got Alex Gershowitz, retired software engineer, including Rich from GoofOn. We've got Doc Skinner from 1028 Productions, including Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal, including my twin brother Brent.
So I like watching this to see these non-experts, because they say they're non-experts, all make fools themselves thinking it's a UFO. So let's have a laugh.
So let's just break it down. Take a look at this incredible video that has just been submitted to my Facebook. Watch this.
Okay, so this is the movie sequence, I call it. There's already a couple of red flags for me. I'll go over it.
What are we looking at, guys? This is...
So what were the red flags? The video stopped before the UFO took away. Why didn't he pull over the car? Or why didn't he speed up the car to try and overtake it? The lights on the thing craft itself seem to be too what do you call it? Too computerized. In other words, it didn't have the right reflections off the tree in my book. The trees may have lit up a bit differently. The repeating car noise in the background seemed to be regular. And then if you look at the road itself, it seemed to have like a repeating pattern. So we'll just go back over it again and see if there's anything we missed. Okay, so I'd expect maybe that tree here to be lit up a bit more. And also the other red flag is it looks like the same design as that hoax video that I talked about last week. The so-called TR3B kites that had lights along the back of it and 3 corner ones and a laser pointer at the front of the craft, as well as a red LED light in the middle. Okay, let's keep on going. what's happened there. Okay, that's the dash of the car here. How come we can see the white light but not the red light? We'll keep on going. Now that's faded, but that looks like it's brighter. Does that mean it's over here now? It's all faded now. Yeah, we're still getting some light here. No light here. Yeah, we've got a bright light here, but where's this? Are we saying this is the only bright bit we got from that? Now, it disappeared again behind a tree. Seems to be constant there. Okay, coming around. So the dashboard's not lit up now. Or the side of the dashboard. And now we've got some here. And you'd expect the trees to be lit up more, I would have thought. Yeah, there's a lot of frames here. I might have to speed it up. Keep on going. Okay, so a lot of light source here now. Still looks like it's not lighting up the trees, is it? I would have thought that would have been lit up on the side, at least. Maybe this one slightly brighter than this one over here, because as you know, red is not so bright. It's only dims here.
What are we looking at, guys? This is the most incredible.
Okay, I went for the road, but did I miss that? Here's the road bit. So let's have a look at the road bit. I think it's repeating. It looks like a splice here, look. Looks like a difference between the road quality there to the white. And spliced again there. It's got it going all over the place at the moment though.
What are we?
Well, there was more to it. Here's the road. We've got a little bit here, a triangle bit stretching past. I think we ain't got the full video here. I think we're missing some. Let's play it forward a bit where they repeat.
70s.
See, it seems to have this bar that goes across.
So having said all that, its value.
Yeah, let's see what the it looks like a repeating texture on the road anyway.
Say two things. The first one is, why didn't you stop the car when you first saw this thing up in front of you? Get out and start taking a very, very, very clear video.
Well, it was deadly. It was actually right in front of him, wasn't it? If you stop your car, at least you're chasing it.
Why didn't you stop the car? The second thing that's funny about this is no one is screaming. I would be screaming at the top of my lungs. Look at this. I don't know if anybody's in the car with them. They're sort of voices, I can't really tell. But no one is screaming.
I think I'd probably be saying, "What the fuck is that?" You'd be swearing, wouldn't you, on camera? You wouldn't be like silently sort of quiet like that. What is this, guys? You know, you'd be talking to the camera. What should I do? Should I follow it? Should I get out? You know, be deciding. Scaring the shit out of me.
So, you know, Brent and Blake always say that people are not expecting this and they don't know how to take videos and, you know, they don't know what to do. But this is a case where they have a thing in front of them, dead in front of them, and it's a crappy video.
Okay, that's part of the video here of the repeat.
It really does look like a 1970s sci-fi.
See, the road repeats a couple of times.
So having said all that, right?
And it's got the same light structure as that hoax one that we did.
There's still the issue of what I think this
with
is.
the kite.
So we see a large, very, very large craft, I'd say a couple of 100 feet across, over the road in dead silence.
It's CGI.
Well, we really don't know whether it's dead silent because there's a lot of noise from the car, and we don't know whether that thing is making noise or not. So what we have is a bunch of lights that are slowly moving over the highway. We don't know whether they're making noise or not. Is this because
Alex for
3B looking craft? Thanks, guys.
thanks so much, Alex, for chiming in.
Is that CGI or what? What's he trying to tell us?
A TR-3B looking craft. Thanks, guys. Not. Is this a real thing, or is this a made-up CGI piece of video? I have no idea. It just...
He has no idea after all that. But you'd break it down, wouldn't you? You'd say, yeah, with those red flags, I'd say no. You know, you wouldn't say, oh, I don't know, at the end of all that blurb. Okay, let's have a look at the next one.
It looks like somebody's trying hard to make a video of a TR-3B looking craft. Thanks, guys.
So basically he said the CGI, right?
Guys.
Thanks so much, Alex, for chiming in. Absolutely. You know, we're getting opinions from all the panel members, so let's take it out to Richard from UFO. Rich, what's your thoughts?
Thank you very much for including me in this video, because are we looking at history here? Is this not the best TR-3B you've ever seen? And you got to ask yourself that question, because I've seen thousands of videos. This one takes...
That's another thing. There was no motion blur on the camera. Alright, that was probably a giveaway there. The light sources weren't right. The road looked like it was repeating. And the reflections didn't look right. And there was no motion blur. You know, like the stretch lights we saw in the previous video when that guy was panning. When he was panning to the side, there should have been some streaks of light. So there was none of that. So obviously it was fabricated.
It's the cake. However,
okay, so when this goes over this way, when he pans the
with
camera,
that being
there
said,
should be some stretching
I
of
do
light.
want to point some things
See,
out.
it's constant here. You should have like streaks
that make me think otherwise, because my instincts immediately watching this video tell me that I'm looking at CGI. I'm looking at a fake. The whole thing, the road, the car, the shake, the ship, all that stuff. Fake, 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 fake.
Yeah, the bouncing didn't seem right too. If you're going over bumps on a gravel road, you know you bounce up and down quite a lot with a camera.
Why? Because there's strange anomalies. At 6 seconds in the video, you see the craft, and to the left and right you have trees. On the left, around the 6 second mark, it looks like that tree is being lit up.
Yeah, it's not being lit up though. And also it looks too low down for those trees, right? Daredevil alien drivers.
From right above it, the tip of it, you'll see the tree. And then the car gets close within another 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, and it looks like the craft is way out there. Now, I can't tell how fast that ship is going. I don't even know how fast the car is going. All I know is there was a...
Kind of reminds me of the Alien movie where they're coming down to land and pick up the guys, and then the creature slides inside and it crashes the craft. And the guy says, "Game over, guys." Game over.
There's a light on the tree.
Yeah, so MUFON
and the ship
right.
comes through the 37-second mark. Made,
CGI,
I don't know if I'm wrong.
CGI. I thought he'd
about these things.
Now, I'm calling these lights, but the fact remains that I don't actually know that that's what they are. They may be part of the metapropulsion system that they're using to stay in the skies.
Okay, so he's talking garbage now. Metapropulsion.
Now, in the way of this video, we do see that it is flying very close to that person capturing it. And of course, we get a very clear shot. My first thought was, is this too good to be true? Or is this the smoking gun? I think at this point, because of everything that has transpired and gone through the pipeline in way of certain information and evidence where we found things to be hoaxed or faked otherwise, we may not know evidence that smoking gun if it smacks us in the face. And that's a huge problem. So, going forward, looking at this video, I have to say, at least in respect to possible CGI or other video manipulation, it'd be very difficult to have this object set in the background the way that it is. In fact, the person who's filming it actually has an aspect of parallaxing as they're catching the image of this sinking below the tree line. This brings us towards the end of the video, wherein in a moment's time it actually disappears, or at least appears to do just that. This again is in line with what I've seen in the skies, and of course many other people that I've spoken to in respect to the TR-3B. And if this is genuine video, and we can prove that this is evidence that we've been waiting for, we might just be sitting on that smoking gun.
Thanks so much, Michael, for...
Michael didn't have a clue, so he shouldn't be on the panel. Oh, this guy coming up, his name is the same last name as me, Skinner, but he's no doc and he's no expert, that's for sure. So normally he gets it all wrong, so let's see how he goes.
You know, this creates legends in the video of ufology, so let's go over this. Movie guy, so I'm gonna see how we can
So he's a Corbell guy, he's a movie maker. You think these guys would have the best expert eye under the sun, wouldn't you?
construct this. Just let's get the CGI element out of the way. Could it be CGI? Could it be made? Absolutely. Absolutely, without a doubt. But to do that it would have to be completely CGI. Everything. Even the windshield wiper. I mean, not that it cannot be done, CGI. But it's not live action with CGI added to it. That is absolutely, I can almost
looks like an intro
guarantee.
to a game.
The light reflection and refractions from the object over the trees and the road. It's, like I said, it's not impossible to recreate it, but it would be technically difficult, very, very difficult. And to put that time and energy, you'd want to slap your name on this to claim it. But you know, I mentioned a few months back on a previous episode how we didn't really have many videos, or if any, that I had seen where someone went after one of these craft. And asking you shall receive. Here we go. A chase scene with a TR-3B down an, you know, a forest road.
And you often hear about UFO stalling cars as well, so how come that didn't happen? So he believes it would be really complex to make that. I can tell you no. Even back in the time in university, back in the 1990s, they were doing that sort of thing. Even a lot better stuff than that. Blender or Bender, what's that software called? The other software they use nowadays. I know they used to do it in 3D Studio, and Autodesk was basically used for design and models and stuff, but to animate stuff it was 3D Studio. But now they've got all sorts of other tools that are far superior now, because they've got all sorts of extra lighting add-on libraries, card designs already designed for you. Remember we had Card Dash one where the guy was chasing a UFO. Another similar scene, but there was a regular UFO. We had power poles and all that sort of stuff, and it looked pretty damn good. But it was CGI as well. So yeah, he's got it wrong.
Brent, and let's lock this down. I've watched this 20 times. I've listened to it with my headphones very carefully, examining all, you know, the light reflection off the trees and the ground. Just, I've watched it so many times, at least 20. And the camera movements are very natural, with a bumpy road. Like I said, to even do that CGI, not possible, but oh my gosh, the computations to...
Well, how come it wasn't bouncing up and down when it was in front of him, you know? It's not constant.
To make that happen. I'm leaning towards this being a legitimate, possibly soon to be legendary video.
So that's why you don't trust filmmakers.
Whoever did it.
Yeah, so what else we got?
Road.
See, it's bouncing side to side, yeah, rather than up and down, right? I think the road would be a lot more bouncy than that. Because going by the roads in New Zealand on dirt roads, you'd hit a bump and it would go boom like that occasionally, randomly. So you'd expect it to go boom now, because there's a pit in the road. And that road sound doesn't sound like a dirt road either. That sounds like a normal tarmac. That's not how a dirt road sounds. Normally they have gravel on it, and you'd hear the gravel grrr, and it'd be hitting the bottom of the car. You'd hear bump bump sound as it going into pit holes.
You could see the guy driving, and you could tell that, you could see even the reflection of the light of the TR-3B reflecting off the road itself, including the vehicle. You could see even shimmering of light on top of the metal and the glass. What I find fascinating is how the TR-3B, as it kind of goes behind the trees, you can see the reflection of light. The refraction seems legitimate. Could this...
Which CGI software you can do. Okay. Now, Mick West did actually put a debunk out for this, so we can go and watch that now. Mick West, I fake TR-3B. So let's see what he picked out on that.
A fun little fake video that someone put up on the internet yesterday, I think, and it...
See, that road looks a lot brighter. I'm not sure if he's brightened it there, but we can see a lot better off the road now. See what it's doing.
Hello, this is a fun little fake video that someone put up on the internet.
See, it does have that sort of black bar that goes across. Let's see if we can see it.
Hello, this is a fun little fake video that someone put up on the internet yesterday, I think.
Seems to be repeating.
And it appears to show a TR-3B flying triangle going over the woodland there. And it looks kind of realistic. It's quite nicely done. It's probably done in some kind of game engine. And the way we can tell that it's fake is by...
a game intro, didn't it?
Looking at the road, and the road has basically a repeating texture on, which is something you use in game programming. You don't have one very long image for the entire road, you just repeat things over and over again. You try to make it not look repetitive, but they didn't do a particularly good job here. So let's see where the texture starts to repeat. I think this is
this one.
Let's go to the next one. Let's see, right there. Let's see this area here. I'm going to grab this,
you can see it better on
just cut it out and stick it down there, and we'll just move it around so we can see it, and just move it up a bit. Alright, so we've got this so we can compare against later things.
That's what I was seeing.
And just move along a bit to the next one, and there we've got the exact same texture further along the road, and again further on there, the same thing right there. And again further on, there's the same thing. It's just
changes
the exact same texture on the road, so that means that it's a fake. It's a 3D rendering. It's pretty impressive. It's got nice trees, nice atmospheric effects. He's even in doing the interior of the car, but of course these are all just standard models. You can just buy trees or buy a tree generator, and you can buy cars, or if you're a 3D artist you probably have a bunch of your own, and then you can just make a fun little video like this. But it's a nice little fake, but it's unfortunately a fake.
Headlights, the headlight beams.
Well, heck, I was just about to post that video and someone pointed out that
you'd think he's got some extra bit here. We'll have a look what he says. Yeah, you'd expect the headlights of the car, at least he's got them turned off, to light up the road more as well. You're right. I didn't think about that too. I suppose that, it's the sort of thing you watch 20 times, 30 times in a row, and you try and make a list of possible things that doesn't seem right with it. If you're marking it for, like CAD CAM test or whatever. So he said someone else pointed out, so let's see what else he's got to say here.
That the original is on YouTube, and they mentioned it's a fake. Here's the original video here by a channel called VFX, and they say here quite clearly, just a testing a variety of stuff. It's a VFX channel, and it's CGI. So anyway, I'll leave it up anyway because it's kind of a fun little thing, just spotting.
So someone actually admitted to doing it. So Mick West has put that out there. His one was a simple debunk there, but he probably could find more errors in it, like we did with the lighting and stuff, and the bumps and the sound of the road didn't sound right. But he just went for the easiest thing to spot and just went for it, right? I don't think any of those other guys saw the repeating pattern. on the screen. The trees weren't repeating though, but the road was. Mick West kills it. Kills TR3B again. And that sort of shit we don't need in ufology, unfortunately. So, the other gentleman that said it was real, how do you think they're feeling right now? Stupid, maybe? Because you leave it as a percentage, right? You could say it was 99% real with a possibility of 10% of CGI, and you could do it that way, so you sort of leave yourself some room for out, so to speak. Third phase are pretty good at doing that themselves. They're normally good. Could it be this? Could it be that? We're not really sure. You know, they leave themselves out without feeling embarrassed about it. So yeah, that was Mick's one. You've got holograms to talk about too. And of course they put out this one here with Dr. Greer. But I think you'll find that they'll be trying to do damage control on that one here. So let's have a watch of it.
And what's crazy is everybody was on the fence. Nobody was 100% believing.
Okay, so they're doing damage control, and everybody was on the fence of that video. I didn't hear that from that last guy though. Doc Skinner, he seemed to be conclusive that it was most likely the best UFO video he's seen.
And what we were seeing, but like Third Phase of Moon always does, we get the information and we put it out as fast as possible. So what happened?
That's always the mistake. You never put it out as fast as possible. You analyze it and you put it up as an example of a fake, and you tell everybody it's a fake. So does that mean they should take down the other video so people don't reuse it?
He's got a YouTube channel.
Okay, so here's one of these color night visions. They've got it here. See this here at the intro?
Always does. We get the information and we put it out as fast as possible. So what happened was Jerry Ninonin.
Okay, so they got this color night vision, same as what we were looking at before with the other camera. Probably the same model actually. And here they are filming off the coast of the Hawaiian island here, a search and rescue mission. Someone was lost in the water for all day, and they had helicopters and boats out looking for, and divers.
He's got a
okay, so the helicopter was flying over the water here. They're saying it's a UFO or USO. So they haven't come clean on that. So that was only a hoax last year when they got the new camera, right? And you got goof-ons saying they never hoax anything. Well, they hoaxed that one. Instead of come clean, because it was on the newspapers. Because at the time they aired it, right? I looked it up online and found all these headlines saying search and rescue around this location where they were filming. So if I can find the information, I'm pretty sure they would have it on their normal TV news and news flash apps and all that sort of stuff.
YouTube channel, and he reached out to me, and he said he couldn't believe that people were thinking,
you know, they cut it pretty badly there.
Actually captured a TR3B after looking over his CGI footage. Jerry said he was a little upset that a lot of people believed in his footage, and let me tell you, we received footage from all over the place, and the reason why we put this stuff out.
So the guy didn't submit it into them, so he's not the hoaxer. He was just he was honest and put it up as FX as an experiment. But really, you should have something in the corner, or across a watermark across the screen saying CGI for a test or something like that. That way people can't use it for a UFO video.
Is because we want to get the answers as fast as possible. There's a lot of platforms that are running with this right now.
Even if you flashed it up every 10 seconds, this is a CGI video. People will still cut out in between and use it. So I think you have to have like a watermark saying this is CGI or something. It's very hard to get rid of unless they crop it. I suppose there are a lot of frauds out there that would keep, fraud channels, UFO fraud channels that would crop it out to keep it going. And you'll find that this sort of recycle going about 3 or 5 years. So if I'm not around, you'll see it pop up again, and someone will rebadge it TR3B filmed, or they'll modify it somehow slightly. Just wait and see. I see it all the time now, I've been doing this for years now, and I see recycled material or videos coming around. And who's doing it at the moment is Third Phase, so recycling some of the old stuff, and which has been debunked, and also Secureteam is doing it.
Now with no commentary. We put it out last night, and we were skeptical from the beginning. All the panel members.
Let's see. His brother wasn't, and the last guy wasn't, whatever his name was. Doc Skinner, I mean. Doc Skinner and Brent, they weren't skeptical. Goofon was a wee bit skeptical, and the first guy was talking CGI possibly, but he wasn't 100% sure. And who was the other person? Was there another person? Oh yeah, Dark Hour and Paranormal. He seemed to think it was legit, wasn't it? So that's 3 out of 5 got it wrong.
Members were skeptical. We even mentioned that it could be a blender UFO created in some kind of real engine, kind of cinematic, computerized simulation.
It was Bender or
what's
Blender
crazy
or
is
something.
that we found out from the guy himself, and we're showing you the footage and how we.
It's been a long time since I've been into AutoCAD, keeping up all the software and stuff. But Dr. Illusion guy channel, he's the one that's the Bender expert. So yeah,
created this.
I won't be surprised if he goes over this one, but maybe he thinks that's going to be too easy to debunk.
And he apologized. He says he's never going to do this again.
Yeah, I think he should be publicly flogged. Same was Blake Cousins should be added on, and Tyler no. Do not make any of these crappy videos public again. So there's been a lot of time there trying to
computer and trick just about everybody. Well, not everybody, but maybe half of the population that watched it probably thought it was real.
So did half your panel, mate.
I think some of them will do the right thing, but what scares me.
It'll be up on UFO channels forever now.
Conversations with.
So it's all about Dr. Greer the rest of the time. So I think we're caught up there. Who cares what Dr. Greer's got to say? So what are we saying over here? Right in the beginning, you did say there was a split in the screen. It was too small for me to see, but congratulations. Exactly, some kind of disclaimer, yeah. What type of video actually shows that there are people that claim to do research on videos and know nothing about what they're looking at. That's exactly right. But these guys, Third Phase, always said no experts. Which they said that they're basically hosts that are putting up the content sent to them as it comes in. So everything to them is a UFO in that case, right? Because they don't do any analysis and they just put it up. So that means and they're going to put more and more CGI up. You know, remember MUFON was saying they were saying they don't have any CGI in their channel, which is nonsense, unless it slips by them expert eye. So the 1 minute they're saying they're CGI experts at spotting it, and then the next minute they're saying they're not experts. So you can see they change the narrative all the time, because they want to keep their fans coming. 20,000 views is, you know, a few $100 or dollars. You put out one of those a day, you got a couple $100 coming in a day. Can they do that for your big channel? Small channels don't have crap. What do we got left? Oh yeah, that one. This one's a bit hard because it's an old video, right? So it's from 2016, where there's less information available, and it was out before I started my channel, so I never looked into it. But now there's apparently the full video out where people can analyze it. And again, it's one of these thermal images, you know, like the previous ones, which turned out to be fire balloons, flames on top of oil rigs, and what was the other one? What was the other stuff? But there's a few of these ones that come out. This one looks very similar. So there, Mick West hasn't even got a solution for it, but they narrowed it down to possibly a helicopter, a plane, fireworks, or a fire balloon. So yeah, I need to really look more into this one here. Now, it's obviously not an oil rig. You can see it passing in front of the cloud behind. Unlike the oil rig ones, which seem to be always be between the clouds. And it's out of focus there. But it seems to be moving up and down a bit to be a plane, I would have thought. But we've got a helicopter that's on moving around the object, creating the motion. Where is it now? Just too small? Yeah. So that's got to be camera movement. So are we seeing the heat from behind a helicopter or plane? It's really only the best explanation we got. It's a bit like the Nimitz one, isn't it? We'd have to look at every frame individually, I think, on this one. Have to be another day, I think. But if that's a heat signature, generally the plane, if it's a plane behind it, you won't see the plane. And can we tell if that's a single engine or double engine plane? Military plane? Oh, what happened there? Looks like I did something. What happened there? Must have clicked on something I wasn't meant to. Some good close-ups here. Now, does it look like the exhaust of a plane? To me, it looks like some smoke's given off. To me, it looks more like a lantern again. And we are looking at a cold spot there with a hot spot in the middle. I have to take some snapshots and run it through filters to see how that smoke's happening. Looks like it's spinning around. But that means the Chinese lantern would have to be on its side. I'm going to run out of time here. So I'm going to have to come back to that one again. And break it down bit by bit more. And see if we can get a solution of that one. Or at least get a list of possibles. Fire balloon spinning that way, though. Just seem to be wrong, unless they're filming from underneath it. Then that would make more sense. But I don't think they are filming from underneath. Why don't they fly towards it? Get closer. That's level there, isn't it? Up and down. But where's the rest of the display? Yeah. Again, if you want to have a look at that one, I'll post the link to it. See if you can find the original. It looks like Sun's got hold of the copy of the video. But it would be good to get hold of the video. If you can find the video, then we can analyse it a bit better. So far I haven't tried to look for it. But I normally try and do that real time so we can find it real time. But yeah, if someone finds it ahead of time, it'd be good. We could probably check the comments again, see if someone's posted it. So I just want to round up here with holograms. I've got 4 minutes before dinner time. True hologram movie is within grasp. They said this is August 2020 last year. Tokyo University. And I'm not sure if it's going to be copyright protected or not. Credits doesn't say it's copyrighted at all there. Concept 19th century first cement projectors. Holographic movies. What are they saying there? Like the one R2-D2 projected of Princess Leia. Star Wars: New Hope have long been the province of science fiction, but for most of us, the extent of our experience with holograms may be dime stamps. Yeah, you know, the little holographic stamps you get, credit cards, passports. I need to zoom out a bit. Findings by team at Tokyo University, Agriculture and Technology. Static holograms are all around us these days on our money. Yeah, we know that. The surface hologram stamped onto plastic in a similar way to how vinyl records. Yeah, but how's the movie working? Yeah, holograms of pop sites are increasingly common. Spectacles and concerts. But researchers at Tokyo University, now we get into it, have demonstrated a genuine holographic movie is inspired by sequential playback of the very first cinematographic projectors of the 19th century. Proof of concept depends on what is called a meta surface. Here we go, meta. I like the meta term. A thin film material just nanometers thick whose microstructure is artificially crafted in a way to deliver characteristics such as clever manipulation of light, and that is not found in naturally occurring materials. Metasurfaces involve very tiny repeated patterns at scales smaller than the wavelength of light. It is their shape and particular arrangement rather than, as with conventional materials, their chemical composition that allows metasurfaces to alter the path of light. Sounds interesting. So they're saying the bend in light. I wonder if that could be used for cloaking then. The researchers printed an array of 48 rectangular frames of meta 5 minutes.
I'm going to do checks with the pool, is that alright?
Whatever. I'm being interrupted, sorry. Frames of metasurface made primarily of gold and which diffracts laser light shone at it in such a way as to produce a true holographic three-dimensional image appearing mid-air, like Princess Leia. Viewer from most angles in the room. Most angles? That's pretty amazing. Because there used to be a limit for the theatre ones, remember? Each of the metasurface frames is slightly different as the reel of celluloid film using 48 image of the Earth rotating. Yeah, let's have a look at it. And it's one colour. Oh well, they're only going to get better, aren't they? They'll make that to true colour, I guess, with multiple colour lasers. Of course, we can't see the 3D effect here, but yeah. So they can walk around on any angle, and it's all the same. That's what they're saying. So where would the weak point be? Where the laser beam is shining from? Probably there. So it's projected from behind. So the audience would be this side. So I'm not sure how it's working. Is it the frames like a rotisserie here? Like the old cinemas, we used to wind it. So each of these frames are here, 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 and that's sort of bending the light. Yeah, we have to see. We have to see how this is going to advance. So that's last year. I'll post a link to it anyway so you can see it better. So, holographic movie, I should say. Now, Mick West said that they weren't able to do this, but I said last year, I was having an argument with him. I said, I think you'll find that they will have like some frames or lasers that spin around a circle of a missile or drone, like a tic-tac, and can produce any shape around it they want, including colour. Now, could the military be like 40 years ahead of this technology we're currently seeing and have perfected it? It's possible. So you could see how they could have it projected around a laser, around another object which is disguised. So that's how you could get your square and a circle thing some of the pilots were seeing. So have the Russians perfected a way to use a drone to project any object they want to fool the pilots and the radar systems by jamming it. So yeah, Mick could be wrong, but this is why we keep an eye on these things. Okay, this is the old one I talked about where they actually throw a particle, like a wood chip or something, and the laser beams push it around and bounce off light off it. So they can throw multiple of these beads, they call it beads, probably little plastic beads they throw up, that float around in electrostatic, I suppose. I don't know how they keep the beads, but the lasers then target it and can push it around with this the pressure of the light. So this is one of the videos here. We'll just play a clip of it. And
in a holography group,
remember there was another video I was playing which is only cut down version of this one. This one explains it a bit better what they were doing with this one, and you can see they've got quite a lot of equipment around it, unlike the other projector they were doing with frames. They got frames that are spinning in the middle of the room, and they shine a laser at it, creating a 3D effect. Well, this one's actually tracing a particle in the air and bouncing light off it, which is quite clever.
Working to create the displays of science fiction. Displays like the holodeck from Star Trek or the Princess Leia projector from Star Wars. So most displays, including 3D displays, require you to look at a screen. But our technology creates images that are floating out in space, and they're physical. The way our new optical trap technology works is that we have a laser beam. It traps a little particle in the air, and then that beam moves around and it drags that particle around with it. And if we move it fast enough, we will see the entire image all at once. Most of these images we created were done with long exposures. We rastered out an image over time. Today we're able to actually...
So they're saying these are long exposures of a single particle moving up and down.
Create simple...
to create a three-dimensional Princess Leia
animations. Here are two...
But now they've got a particle that's shooting across, looks like it's shooting across and then exploding. So they're advancing the technology here and the research.
Two toys small enough to fit in our current display volume. So they are teeny tiny. This dot is a trapped particle. So it's being held by an invisible laser beam, illuminated by a visible laser beam, to form the outline of an explosion. Here we see the particle moving back and forth rapidly as it's illuminated to give the effect of a phaser blast or a disruptor charge moving back and forth between the ships. What you're seeing in this scene is real. There is nothing computer generated about it. These are real lasers moving around in...
Okay, so that's a model of the Star Trek and the laser beams flying between this ship and what is it, a Klingon, and they're saying the laser beam in between. So they're talking about microscopic particle here. So that's what they can do at the moment with that, which is kind of clever. So where that's going to go, I don't know.
Space between these two ships.
And also they can do multiple colors. That was green, that was red before.
So unlike the movies, where the lightsabers never really existed in physical space, these are actual luminous beams rising from these lightsabers. So this is still just one particle drawing both these lightsaber beams. It's just moving fast enough that it can change location and change color.
But it requires all that equipment around it. I'm not sure if you saw that. See how big it is, but they've got a lot of equipment around all this here just to do that little microscopic display.
Track the viewer. We are moving the camera, and we're also moving that moon image that we're drawing in the air in synchrony, so it gives the impression that it...
Yeah, I'll let you watch that on your own. Mini holograms. Tracking a particle. Which is kind of interesting way to do it. Must have a lot of computer processing and targeting to get the laser to hit all the time. But if they can do that in the lab, weapons targeting, Anyway, I think we're finished for the day. And that was a wee bit of science here. And we'll just keep on the holograms as they develop. So I won't probably be doing anything new for a couple of days now. I'm not going to put chapters on the ones we've done. And I'll probably re-air this on YouTube after dinner again. So I'll see you later. Boom, gone. And thank you, Save It for your whatever it was channel. What was it? Save It for your therapy, I mean. It's good to have some interaction on the side chats. Gonna put up a link to my site. Yes, it's all in the About tab of Twitch, yeah. So if you go to About tab after you joined, you'll find all the links you want. But if in doubt, you can go to my webpage, which is the Out There channel, all one word, no spaces, .wordpress.com, and push enter, and that should take you to the links page to everything as well. Okay, so we'll just leave it there, and I have to dash. And take it easy on the roads, and we'll see you again in a few days, hopefully. Hopefully there was no corruptions. I didn't do much checks today with the audio and whatnot. End it quickly this time. That'll do. Kiwi's shutting down.